Dear viewers, I would like to introduce you the Quattro Coronati Lodge 2017 and its past master, Dr. Richard Berman. Dear Brother Berman, thank you very much for accepting my invitation to a chat. I would like to present our discussion to the Hungarian and the international followers of the QC Budapest Circle. I would like to start our discussion by asking, what is Quattro Coronati Lodge? The first thing that catches the eye on the website of the Quattro Coronati Lodge is the slogan, the premier lodge of Masonic research.
It's a real pleasure to be here today, and particularly on your very special anniversary. Quattro Coronati is regarded as the world's premier Masonic research lodge. It was established in 1884 at the end of the Victorian period and consecrated 2 years later in 1886. The reason being that the designated worshipful master was at the time on a diplomatic mission to Southern Africa. Now, the reasoning behind the establishment of the lodge, which was the first lodge to specialize in Masonic research, was to move away from the more imaginative writings of earlier years, the more speculative research into Freemasonry, towards an evidence-based approach. So to examine Freemasonry from the perspective of a historian, if you will. And over time, we've been very fortunate in that Quattro Coronati has contained some of the most eminent Masonic scholars. One of the founders was Robert Freak Gould, whose research into Freemasonry is still used today. And another predecessor, worshipful master, Harry Carr, whose book on the Freemasons at work is still regarded as something of a researcher's Bible. So it's to follow in that pattern, if you will, to take Masonic research, to encourage scholarship, and to raise quality. Those were the aims at the inception of the lodge, and those are the aims today.
Before I ask the next question, please watch a short film about the lodge. What are the aims of the Quattro Coronati Lodge?
So the aims, as I mentioned, really are to encourage Masonic research and to encourage scholarship, not just in England, but across the world. And we've been doing that pretty much since the inception of the lodge through a correspondence circle. Now, originally, the Quattro Coronati Correspondence Circle was a paper-based exercise. The transactions of the lodge will be circulated by mail across the empire and into all interested countries. And the circulation was considerable. We now circulate our material both in paper form, the annual transactions, which are sent out each year, but also online through our website and indeed through lectures which we post to our YouTube channel. But our aims are intact: to encourage Masonic scholarship and to encourage Masonic research, and to do so from the basic standpoint of a historian.
Who can be lodge members?
Well, lodge members can be anyone who has a reputation for Masonic scholarship. Generally, they would be expected to have presented at least one paper in lodge and perhaps to have contributed to comments on other papers. But invitation is the route. So you can't apply to become a member, you're invited. And if you look at the current list of members, we have individuals really from across the world, from America, where we have, I think, 4 members, Australia, across Europe. So probably just over half are English, but the rest are from overseas.
If I understand well, the Masonic researchers can join the lodge, or can some researchers be members of the CUSI if they are not members of the fraternity?
Members of the correspondence circle can be male, female Masons and non-Masons. So the QC correspondence circle is open to everyone. And we are really moved to encourage Masonic research across the board. Membership of the lodge is restricted to Freemasons, either within the orbit of the United Grand Lodge of England, or within or who are members of Grand Lodges that are recognized by UGLE. Obviously, we meet under the auspices of the Grand Lodge of England, and it would not be possible for us to have members who would not be acceptable or accepted in that sense. So membership of the correspondence circle is open to everyone. Membership of the lodge is open to Masons in good standing, either in lodges under UGLE or in organizations that are recognized by UGLE.
What would you like to say to the members of the CUSE Budapest Circle as they celebrate the 10th anniversary of founding of CUSE Budapest Circle?
I am delighted that you have succeeded in achieving this first benchmark of 10 years. I very much hope that you will continue to expand your knowledge of Masonic research and expand the circle of your membership. I hope that your contributions to Masonic research will be spread widely. I would be delighted if you could submit work to AQC, to the Journal of the Quattuora Coronati Lodge in London. And if we are able to publish that, it will be disseminated across the English-speaking Masonic world. So the objects of the Quattuora Coronati Lodge were set out very clearly in the first volume of the Transactions, AQC. And I want to focus on just a couple of those because they are still important today. And that is to safeguard and reprint scarce and valuable works on Freemasonry. And this is something that we've been doing for a number of years, and we are beginning to publish these both online and in hard copy. It's also important for us as a lodge to allow the English-speaking Masonic world to become acquainted with what is happening elsewhere in the non-English speaking part. So to look at what research is being undertaken in Europe, in Latin America in particular. So we act not only, I hope, as a bond of union for students of Freemasonry and of Masonic history, but we also act as a collection and distribution point for Masonic research, not only our own, but also that of third parties. And I think that is an important aspect of the work that we do. Thomas, thank you, and thank all your colleagues. I'll say goodbye then.
Dr. Richard Berman, thank you very much for talking to us.